Since I cannot seem to figure out how to add voice to a PowerPoint presentation, I'm going to do a video on my leadership analysis event presentation on Dawn Staley. Dawn Staley has been the head coach for South Carolina women's basketball since 2008. On Sunday, April 3rd, 2022, she led the South Carolina Gamecocks to their second national title against UConn with a final score of 64-49. Staley said, "Our path was divinely ordered, and the order was for us to be national champions on this day." Before acknowledging a single one of her starters, she did something rarely done by deciding to shine the spotlight on our team's unheralded players. I have to give a real good shout out to the players who don't get into the game a lot. We have 16 players, and a lot of them, probably 7 or 8, who prepared us for UConn, prepared us for Louisville, prepared us for Creighton, never got to shine. So I'm going to give them a shine right now. And then one by one, she recited the name of each player, many of whom never got to enjoy hearing their names called out over the loudspeaker during the tournament, and rarely during the regular season either. She recognized each player's hard work and dedication to the team. Even more impressive is that South Carolina hasn't taken anything remotely like the easy route to success. On the contrary, the Gamecocks managed to go 14-0 against teams ranked in the Associated Press Top 25 this season. In other words, like any great leader in sports or business, Staley set the bar as high as she could and expected her players to rise to the level of competition. But here's the main point. She did it not only by attracting the most talented people, but also by creating a culture that develops every player regardless of talent, that rewards teamwork, or as Aaliyah Boston termed it, sisterhood. The text states, "Leadership cultivates the foundation of culture to empower employees to achieve the company mission and realize how vital each of their contributions is to furthering those goals." In our business leadership text by Gallows on pages 362 to 363, Sean states, "Leaders create and change culture. They must behave in a way that they would like to see others behave." He also states, "A learning culture would assume that the appropriate way for humans to behave is to be proactive problem solvers and learners. The learning leader must also portray confidence that active problem solving leads to learning, thereby setting an appropriate example for others in the organization." Leadership is about creating and managing culture. Without Staley's team having a dynamic culture and positive team environment with individuals that share the same values and goals to win the national championship, her basketball team wouldn't have been able to achieve success. Whether the Staley was the point guard for her own team or the head coach at South Carolina, she has always been a leader. She is known for her fiercely competitive drive. The Gallows text states on page 97, "Leaders are highly competitive people. They are driven to succeed in whatever they take on. Authentic leaders know that competing requires a self-discipline to be successful." Staley does a stellar job of leading the Lady Gamecocks through purpose and discipline. Staley's core belief of leadership is healthy relationships. She knows that maximum results are achieved when the whole team buys into the process. As our text states on page 96, relationship is the mirror in which we see ourselves as we are. The capacity to develop close and enduring relationships is one mark of a leader. Today's employees demand more personal relationships with their leaders before they will give themselves fully to their jobs. They insist on having access to their leaders, knowing that it is in the openness and the depth of the relationship with the leader that trust and commitment are built. Dawn Staley is a perfect example of this. She believes the most valuable attribute of an effective coach is to help the team build connections to make sure they develop a high level of trust in not only their abilities, but each other. Staley is an authentic leader because she connects directly with her players and she establishes trusting relationships with them. In Eyewitness to Power, David Gurgen writes, "At the heart of leadership is the leader's relationship with followers." Staley believes the most valuable attribute of an effective coach is to help the team build connections to make sure they develop a high level of trust in not only their abilities, but each other. Staley's willingness to pursue positive and honest relationships both on and off the basketball court translates into a far better team. Staley says, "When players trust that you care for them, even when you deliver news they don't want to hear, they will listen." Leadership runs much deeper than a statistic or sports reel. She has proven her leadership abilities by advocating for her communities, players, and profession. Some quotes by Staley on leadership. "As I reflect back on my evolution as a leader and qualities that experts say make a great leader, I've discovered that most leaders aren't born with leadership qualities and that everyone can lead, you just have to want to. My personality and industry dictated my leadership qualities, and yours should do the same." As a coach, Staley is a consistent supporter and advocate for her team, even when they experience setbacks. When the team missed a repeat victory in the 2018 women's basketball tournament, Staley said, "Our team performed all year long under adversity. I couldn't be more proud of our players and the way that they have handled themselves." She also states, "I think I'm masterful when it comes to knowing certain things on the floor, but that doesn't make me a great coach. What makes me a great coach is I know how to meet people where they are to take them where they need to go." Staley engages in the 5 practices of exemplary leadership in the Gallows text on pages 26 to 31. She models the way. Staley is a model of the behavior she expects in her team. She inspires a shared vision. Her vision is for her team to win the national championship every year. She challenges the process. She leads her team to greatness by seeking and accepting the challenge. She enables others to act. She fosters collaboration and builds trust with her team. She also encourages the heart. She encourages her team to carry on to achieve their goals no matter the obstacles they will face. And I've included my references also on my PowerPoint presentation.